everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today I wanted to draw some bunnies. I don't know, I felt like doing a Beatrix Potter inspired bunny drawing, and I was going to walk you step by step how to do it, but for anyone who doesn't really want to draw but wants to color along with me, I have this downloadable print that you can access. I'm going to include a link to this print so you can access it, print it out, and either color along with me, or if you want to draw, you can draw along with me, or you can trace this, however you want to do it. I'm going to be using my colored pencils, any colored pencils. You can use whatever art supplies you want, and maybe some alcohol markers. Again, any markers will do. We're just going to jump in and have fun and color this cute little bunny. I have two paintings that I did last year on how to paint rabbits or bunnies. So I'm going to include, if I can figure it out, a link here and a link here with those two videos. And I will include a link in the comments to access this downloadable bunny drawing that I did. And so I'm going to flip the camera over and I hope you join me. Okay, so to start the bunny, I'm just doing a circle for the top of the head and then sort of a larger circle for the bottom of the head. Now this bunny that I'm drawing is not exactly like the one in the picture that I have available for you as a download, just because I did this video first and then I created the template that you can use. So I'm just drawing some longer ovals for the ears, and I'm using a colored pencil because then I could color it in with my markers if I want to. Don't always like using a graphite pencil or just a regular pencil. I find that colored pencils, if it does smudge when I'm adding to it, it adds like a nice effect to it, versus if I have a regular pencil, it just smudges and looks bad. So now I'm drawing the body of the rabbit, and I know he's gonna have like a little jacket on, he or she, and so I'm drawing a smaller kind of oval shape or U shape for the body, and then a larger circle. It almost looks like a snowman, really. And then I'm going to go in and add the arms. Little feet, I added his little feet there. And now I'm just coming in and drawing on the sides. I'm really just playing around to get the jacket. And I figure if it doesn't look like a jacket, it'll look like a cape. Either way, it's going to be fine because I'm going to add some carrots in the center. So sometimes if you're making a mistake when you're drawing, you can add little elements to cover up those mistakes. And carrots, you know, this little rabbit is going to be holding some carrots and it looks really cute. You can draw his hands like little mittens because you're going to eventually draw the carrots on top of it, so you don't have to worry too much about the hands. And now I'm going in and mapping in the nose. It's just like the letter V, and then I like to draw a little bit of his mouth there. The eyes can just be a circle if you want, or it could just be a half a circle. I kind of draw my animal eyes like I draw people eyes. I think it just adds some character to it. And that's what I do here. I just try to draw eyes like I would if I was drawing a face, really. I really play around with the eyes quite a bit here, and that's when I realized that I really just prefer to draw the eyes like people eyes. So you'll notice in the download that I have available to you, they're more like people eyes. And for me, that's just my own personal style, and I think it looks really cute. I did draw some eyebrows here. And again, if you're using colored pencils, you really have this option to draw light, to draw dark, and to create darker outlines wherever you want. So you could see me playing around here before I go in and start adding the carrots to his hands. Carrots are super easy to draw. You're just going to draw some triangles, really just like whatever shape you want, because carrots can be wonky shaped. I think I draw about 3 here and then just randomly map in some leaves. Again, don't worry about the details too much because once you start coloring things in, it really starts to come together. So don't worry about any mistakes that you might make because once you start coloring, it gets really fun. And I think we'll draw some plants here. Now I'm just getting some alcohol markers and I'm going to just lightly go over some parts of his face. I like the way it goes with the colored pencils. And I'm using like a variety. These are Artex as well. And I almost like the way it smudges the colored pencils. These are his hands. And I'm just going to try to I think he looks kind of cute. Doesn't look exactly like Beatrix Potter, but the way she would do the rabbits. But we're just practicing and having fun. I like using markers as my base. You could use watercolor, whatever you want. I like to use a solid color as the base to color my image first and then get out my colored pencils and add some more detail. I feel like using markers or watercolor and then adding your color pencil helps to add some texture and depth to the drawing versus just using one art supply. I tend to use more than one whenever I draw and color. Once I finish drawing in the carrots, I know that I've completed sort of the basic coloring part of the picture. And now I go in with some shading. So I'm using a little bit of pink for the cheeks. I'm almost treating the face like I would if I'm drawing a person's face or coloring a person's face, adding that nice cheek color. Then I go into the ears and add that pretty sort of pinkish color. Then I go in with some gray. Now I like to add gray marker to certain parts of a drawing to create some shading and shadow. It really brings a drawing to life and helps create some additional depth to the drawing. So one of the things I've been practicing lately is shading, and that's what you're going to see me do here. I do it to the rabbit, and I also get into the flowers or the petals of the flower to add some shadow there. The other thing I've really been enjoying doing is adding some black marker or black ink after I've colored in my image. Now I'm going to go over this drawing with colored pencils because I really feel like colored pencils, I don't know, it just creates some more depth to the drawing. So I'm going over it with some a black marker. This is a true red marker, but you can use a Sharpie marker or a pen. Because we're adding colored pencil to it, you don't need to worry about if it's water soluble or not, because a colored pencil is not going to make the ink smudge. I'm just creating these darker lines just because I personally like the darker lines. You don't have to do this. And then I'm going to get in with the colored pencils and add some more depth to this drawing. I had a lot of fun doing this picture. I hope you enjoyed it as well. I'd love to hear if you drew along or if you used the downloadable drawing that I did and colored along with me. Please leave a comment and let me know. I hope you all have a wonderful day and happy sketching and happy coloring.